Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to EU4 Antebellum. I hear your burning questions. What the heck is an EU4 Antebellum? Well, it's an alt history mod. There's some familiarities to the EU5 start date. You still have a remaining Golden Horde. There's a very balkanized Eastern Europe. However, notable differences might be that there is a French HRE, or it's still a Anglo-Saxon England. You have the English, and of course, major Islamic presence still in Iberia, and a little bit still or a little bit has managed to occur in southern Italy. On top of that, there's still a strong Byzantium, a existing Nicaea, and a mess in China. There's a lot going on. But what are we doing here today? That's a fantastic question. It's been a moment since I played here, so I think I'm just gonna click a button. So let us play. Do I want an HRE game? I think the last update was focused on the HRE, not the Pope. Not the Pope? Not the Pope. Instead, let us play as Nordmark, who is a Catholic nation right on the border of still Slavic paganism. That is German? Yes, right on the border of the West Slavs. Fantastic. Let's just jump right on in then. So I hear you wondering why we are here instead of an EU5. And the answer is EU5 is it needs a minute to cook. It's that you can only play so much of EU5 in one sitting. So what do we have going for us? We have 4 provinces. We have 8, 10. Nothing particularly high development. We are surrounded by, on our right flank, a bunch of wrong culture, wrong religion. We're in the Saxony trade zone. Okay, not they haven't changed the trade at all. We can form Brandenburg, which presumably will give us new missions. Yes. We can form West Rome, which is optimistic. And we can do the electorate stuff. Fantastic. And it seems that we're going to be a proper border prince. Are we no, we're just a county. We're not a martial lord. Interesting. Alrighty, so without further ado, let's do estates. The clergy will get religious state, oversight by clergy. We might do expansion of zealotry, depends how much into the Poles or the West Slavs we're going in. We will do religious culture. We will do religious diplomats. We'll do primacy of the nobility, right of council. That's all the nobility will get for the burghers. We will give the burghers free enterprise, and we'll take on a bit of debt just for the meantime because early debt is good in EU4. We will then seize land off the bat, get up to 10%. What do our ideas look like? We have a land force limit modifier and fort defense, which is okay. We get a production efficiency bonus if we finish our ideas. First is core creation cost, recruitment time, land leader shock +1, war spirit cost -10%, yearly army tradition +0.5, yearly. Okay, very military. We're set to go and form Brandenburg more or less. Fantastic, and then plenty of future things to look forward to. For our missions, we have to build up an army. We have to build a fleet comparable to the Hansa, get some trade in the Hansa, and then yes, we have to go east. Very much so. Fantastic. And okay, we do have to go actually into the Empire a little bit too. Should be very easy getting through the Slavic lands. It's the Catholic lands that I do worry about. We will open by rivaling Denmark, Velti, and the Oberites. The Oberites are Slavic as well, even though most of their land is Catholic. Some of their land is Catholic. Does anyone want to be my friend? Yes, we will ally Bohemia. And I'll try and pick up one more ally, maybe like a Franconia. Yeah, we'll pick up a Franconia. I'm not sure that that's going to last forever, but it'll do for a bit. We will also start by laying down so we can get to full force limit and a general. And with that, we will unpause. And we get to complete our first mission of the tree, Protectors of the Empire, just by having a force big enough, which gives us morale of armies for 20 years and a bunch of permanent claims that involves basically all the land I have an interest in. Do these Germans already have, or no, not Germans, Slavs? They do already have allies. All the way over there, though. And they're on decent tech. And you've allied with the Cilicians, which are. Okay, so we're probably going to start with the Oberites. We'll focus mill, we'll hire a discipline guy, and we should be more than ready for that battle then. So yeah, let's go in, early war on the Oberites. We will deck for Ghislaine, and hopefully just clear them. We are crossing river into woods. That's not a fantastic strategy. What we're gonna do, it'll be a little bit of debt, but this is what we do. We'll take on the Free Company, just build up and crush them, even though it's river crossing. Fantastic, baited the AI across the river, and now we chase them down like the dogs they are. That's still a bad fight, but it's not unwinnable now. I'm sorry. How did that happen? Okay, well now we really do have to wait a second. Luckily, I don't think their ally will be getting up here, so this is still recoverable. Although expensive. Oh, and we can take our second mission, Imperial Ambition, which gives us a free diplomat and some improved relations just from having people back us. One more month tick and we'll go back in. Beat them off of our capital. Yeah, we might be economically destitute, but that's okay. How many men do they theoretically feel? Okay, we are about to start taking loans. How big are our loans? 17 ducats. I still kind of need the Free Company. How much money are you going to be able to give me for all the trouble, too? 140 ducats? That's okay. That'll let me pay off my debt, right? It'll be close. We'll still carry it a little bit. It'll be enough for me to pay off my burger loans. Oh, that's concerning. Now they do have almost all of the military access they need. Luckily, oh, you came in to go to war with them too. Cool. Thanks, guys. Okay, well, I'll steal all of these provinces, and you can have what's left over, I guess. Thanks, Hansa. Okay, so I will get out of the war with Vistula just by offering them a tribute. They wouldn't take... Oh, no, they will take away peace. Fantastic. And from the Oberites, I will take all of their money and all of the land that I can, because people jumped in on the war at the last second. That will settle us up pretty good. We also complete the mission Dismantle the Oberites by taking the 4 provinces. We will need more, but in time. Gives me some ships for free and a permanent claim on Schleswig-Holstein. We'll, of course, start coring and paying off our bad loans. Well, actually, how many? My loan size is more than doubled, so we'll pay off our good loans. Take out some more burger loans. And do some good old debt cycling. Pay off my corporate centers. Fantastic. we're all back in the green, right where we wanted to be. Now, there's that fort there that I'm not sure I can afford, but we'll deal with it. We'll need it, especially if we're going in against the Valeti. For rivals, we will decry the Pomeranians as well. Our aggressive expansion is somewhat intense, but only for the Slavs, the West Slavs specifically. And we really should be getting elected the leader of the emperor of the HRE. I mean, the Frankish king is 50, so I hope in the next 15 years to be made the emperor. So maybe we just sit and chill for a minute, breathe and recollect. Now, the thing that does really interest me is, of course, the formation of Brandenburg. But to do that, we will have to eat up Berlin and all the way into Pomerania. Basically, what would be considered, well, a split between Eastern Germany and modern Western Poland. Oh, and we are very early to Miltech 4. If we can also just get a couple good Miltechs up on them, I wouldn't be against going in. Maybe if we can get some backing from Bohemia. I mean, the Bohemians are willing to come in on favors, but fucking hell, you have some friends in high places too, don't you? Another problem too is all of the land that we are taking is going to take a bit of effort to work over, as it is all Slavic and Wendish, so nobody is happy, and it's all giving me reduced tax and production bonuses. So we're just gonna have to convert it all over once we integrate it. Another problem with my expansion too, besides the fact that we're in the Holy Roman Empire, is to my south is a lot of small Catholic princes, but eating them will always result in massive AE. Because Catholics in Holy Roman Empire. I have at least one. Is it two? No, I only have one free city directly on borders, but I have a couple very close by, and those obviously you're not allowed to touch. And then to the north, there's the Hansa, which looks like a tiny little three province minor, until you realize that the Hansa is allied to everybody, and everybody is Sweden and England in a massive trade league, and they can muster like over 100,000 troops just after game start, which is a little bit of a deterrent. So my easiest route of expansion certainly is still going into the Slav, getting into the Valeti and whatnot. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to break Valeti. Will they still have Denmark and the Silesians back them? Because if I call in all of my friends, we do stand against them. It's just still in their favor, and I don't trust the AI to win. If the Holy Roman Emperor was to fall over dead, and I got raised to Emperor, then I would have the manpower to do it. But you know, we're working on it. Yeah, if you're wondering what the lore going on in this world is, honestly, I think it's just like somebody's fan fork of all history. I think that's just the best way to look at it. Don't stop thinking about it too hard. It's fun, okay? Something something. The Carolingians are still on the throne. Something something. Everybody just had a different outcome. Actually, maybe that is it. I seem to remember this. It's every major outcome that happened historically was like altered to be the opposite. It still happened. Now that this land is actually properly cored, we can start to think about converting it over culturally, religiously. That will come in time. Do we want to do enforced unity of faith? Just for the love of the game, I think we are. Just to make sure we're really, unaccepting. And we convert things really fast. I think with the power of friendship, we are ready to take on the Valeti block. It's going to be a question of if I can get up north before the Danes can or if I can like wipe out the Valetti troops before the Danes can come down and crush me. I do have the Bohemians to rely on, and a couple of the other German miners. It's basically going to be a scramble, and then we're going to figure out really where the battle lines are drawn. Once my ships get back into port, fantastic. And we throw our hat once more in the ring. What am I decking for? Let's just claim Berlin. Yeah. And away we go. I do have a Miltech 4 advantage. No, they also just got Miltech 4. I could not have timed that worse then. But I do have the numbers advantage. Nope. And they also just got a big stack of mercs. Wow. Nope, that's the Danes. Luckily, we're just taking on one at a time. Okay, that's too many. We'll retreat from that. Run down to the Bohemians. If we can just knock out a couple of them, I need to make sure that I'm throwing down defensive edicts. If we can just knock down or knock one or two of them out of the war, this gets a lot easier. We can convince Slovenia that they don't want to be here. Or sorry, the Silesians that they don't want to be here. Which they shouldn't want to be here anymore. And I don't want any real land, so you can just leave. Maybe I can threaten to Valetti off my capital. Because if all of my forts start falling, I'm really quickly going to stack war exhaustion. Yeah, this is a little bit of a mess. They are entirely sitting on my capital. Magdeburg, would you... Or is that Mainz? That's Franconia. Oh, double run. Yeah, let's try swinging up, catching that 4K. Maybe that'll pull... Okay, it pulls them off my capital. Bloody battle. Nobody's coming to help me, but does buy us some time. Oh, who else can we call? We can call Mainz in for another 5,000 troops. Yeah, get on in here, buddy. The Bohemians are going in. I will join them just because I have to. Huge. Alrighty, and I think that's it. I think we roll that up now. Okay. We will not be able to get to the Danish islands, but we will be able to hold them up there. Beautiful. Alright. Not the cleanest war, but we got there. So long as my allies don't immediately run to the Five Hills and leave me to get ambushed. Here is allied with Francia, huh? Sorry, buddy. I'm busy. Did I just lose 2 allies in one go? No, I just lost Clone though. Alright, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. And with Clone leaving me goes my chances of the Emperorship, yeah. Okay, well that's unfortunate, but we almost have got the AI on the ropes, really. I'm sure of it. For our first government reform, we will give ourselves strengthen noble privileges. Yeah, strengthen noble privileges. We desperately need manpower. If you couldn't tell, Denmark is after a white peace. We will give Denmark the white peace. And from the Valetti, a lot of their land, a lot of their money, a lot of their war reps. Can I break any treaties you have? Break your alliance with Denmark. I will take slightly less money for that. How much money do I owe? That, no, okay. Denmark isn't worth that much. Well, war reps doesn't matter from you because you're not worth that much. Then break your treaty with Denmark. And that gives us another big chunk of the land we need. And a very, very minor chance at a coalition. We can now repay most of our loans? No, because I didn't get most of that money. Right. We can repay the really bad loans. Turn this off. Which of these forts are really important? They all kind of are. They're just not the best places. So we have to leave the forts on. We can probably turn off these two. Start integrating the land. And we've really made a good step into the Wendish Heartlands once we actually get this all integrated. Now, a new problem is we are absolutely abysmal on economy because our trade is abysmal because, well, the Saxony node isn't fantastic. The Saxony node isn't fantastic. There's just a lot of things leeching off of it and not that much feeding into it. We don't have that much control. Eventually, I'd like to get better hands on the Lubeck node and, you know, make myself a staple trading nation. This sucks. I also just realized I missed and messed up by taking this single province. That sucks. Because that would give me more claims. No, we needed time to repair anyway, and it's not like I can take on Pomerania at the moment. But yeah, make sure you always check your missions before you do them. That sucks so much. Holy Roman Empire, or the Holy Roman Emperor, has died. We didn't win, despite me really trying to. Styria managed to steal it at the last second, which is unfortunate. However, that has led to an incident with the Empire, the fate of Francia. With the Carolingian dynasty dethroned from the position of the HRE, or the Holy Roman Empire, the Emperor is called the Imperial Diet to discuss the future of the Frankish kingdom and the Emperor. While Francia is a de jure subject of the Holy Roman Empire, such a large and powerful realm may continue to influence imperial politics greatly if left to its own devices. The Franks would undoubtedly not respond well to expulsion either. Nevertheless, the Emperor has summoned the Diet to give an opinion on their fellow member of the Empire. The fate of Francia, the Carolingian dynasty, longtime holders of the title of Holy Roman Emperor, have finally been dethroned by our prestigious rulers. However, their successors continue to rule over the powerful kingdom of Francia, constituting the lands formerly known as West Francia. Such a large kingdom, blah 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 blah, same thing. So that leads to this imperial incident right here, where we can expel Francia, which will trigger a war. And or we keep them, and as much as I don't like Francia, I think I want them in the Empire because a strong Empire is good for me in the long run. So I would say that they are integral, but I think they're still going to get kicked out. I'm assuming Francia also thinks they're integral, right? Do they get a vote? No, they don't get a vote. Oh, no, Francia is a prince supporting their expulsion. Okay, good luck then, guys. Oh, why? So yeah, Francia has been voted to be expelled. I'm of course allied to the Emperor, but I don't think I'm going to be allied to the Emperor for long. You're also allied to Bohemia and all of my allies, and that's really unfortunate. I think I just want to stay out of this. I don't want to be a part of that. And how big is this war going to? I don't want to be involved in that. I don't know how that war is going to go, but I know I don't want to be a part of it. Oh, fun. And I only just noticed this. Bohemia has spawned a Hussite Center of Reformation and has now started to convert my land over to Hussitism, which is just great. I'm so happy. Because we were just really finishing up with the Slavic paganism. Cool. And Pomerania has just eaten all of what remained of the Valetti. So it's going to be on us to go and put them down in the ground. Now, luckily, they're only allied to Denmark. However, Denmark is a bit more of a fight than I think it is. And I'll need to find some allies who actually want to join me in it. So that's going to be one heck of a war. Oh, wow. Also, I know it isn't EU5, but look at that. Pope isn't in Rome. It's been taken over by Sicily. The Shia Caliphate, which is also taking over North Africa. That's kind of... Wait a second. You know what that means? It's time for everybody's favorite game. Where's the Pope? Did you say Northern Ireland? No, it's Central Germany. Specifically at the Fulda Gap. That's not the most cursed it could be. Does that mean that the Pope is German? Nope, still Italian. Okay, good. They actually inherit the correct culture. But yeah, that is something that exists in this mod. The massive Civic Italian, Islamic Italy. Oh wow, that's yeah, that's happening. That's uh that's happening. Sicily would probably be a fun game. I wonder if they have a mission tree. And it looks like I could have joined that Francian War, but not too much bother. Though Francia did get ruled quite handily. I mean, yeah, Paris is burning. I wonder if that's going to make them into just regular France. I know if they lose their opening disaster, they can become the big blue blob, but this is a bit more extreme than that. It might be a little quick, but Bohemia is ready to jump on in with me against Pomerania. And I got to strike while the iron is hot, and they still don't have Miltech 6. So if I just call in Bohemia, we match them pretty well. This is going to be an expensive war, but it's a very winnable one. We just have to win in... We can't let it get super protracted. Okay, well, immediately got the mercenaries wiped, which was not the intention, but the rest of this war should go just fine if we're fighting like that. And they should have nowhere to hide, except the island that they're going to go hide on. That's annoying. Oh shit. Why did Pomerania suddenly get hands? They didn't go up in a Miltech. Do they have a kick-ass general? They have a good fire general, but it's too early for fire to matter. No. Don't get wiped. Don't get wiped. We're not doing that again. And the Danes are here. Alright, well, everybody just stack up on the capital. Fuck them. Oh my god, Pomerania just has insane morale. They have Pomeranian army, Pomeranian traditions, morale boosting advisor, power projection, army tradition, and prestige. Okay. Pomerania just has hands. Get the Pomeranians out of here. And then we're going to take a quick month tick and beat up the Danes. Hopefully. Oh, yeah, beat up the Danes. Okay, life is good. Everything's fine. Now we go and save Bohemia's capital. Day is saved. No problem at all. Never a doubt in my heart. Where are the Bohemians and why did they not join me? You're going to die, and it's the Bohemians' fault. Oh, actually, wait a second. Denmark's fighting England, and you're choosing to worry about me in North Germany. Why? I'm not fucking giving you any trouble. Yep, let's see if Denmark wants to leave. Cool. Fuck off, Denmark. And Pomerania. I know that this is a gross peace deal, but it is what I need. So we will take all of, what is this area called? All of Western Pomerania, most of Zarozanka, and a little bit of Rostock, as well as a bunch of money and war reps. Most importantly, that completes our mission of the Wendish Heartlands, which gives us prestige, 100 admin, and a bunch of claims. Over here. Interesting. Immediately, we're going to have to deal. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, we need to convert more provinces, but we will also have to take. Oh wow! And I was meant to take that too. That's great. Um, but we will have to take, basically all of the claimed land off of Pomerania again. Luckily, nobody cares because they're the wrong religion. We're doing quite well. I could also be going into Germany. It just seems like a lot of very expensive land to do for very little benefit. Holy shit! Although Saxony is huge. Yeah, you get to be a friend instead of a problem. Also, with Andalusia being, or with Francia being kicked out of the empire, Andalusia might run about unchecked, which is horrifying because Andalusia is like the Ottomans in Spain mixed into one country, which is problematic. And then we're having a very resurgent Moravia because, yeah, there's a couple problems here. Not gonna lie, there's certainly some issues. Wow, and Moravia just took so much land. That's insane. That's problematic. Yeah, they just ate up all the remains of Pomerania besides these two provinces down here. So that means we're pretty well on a collision course with a Timo version of Poland. Yeah, how am I ever going to get my hands on that? Because they're going to be fielding like 30,000 troops. Now they have terrible tech, but still. They can't deck on me though because I have the Empire backing me. Maybe Bulgaria could be a friend. I could use Bulgaria to beat up Moravia because they don't like one another. Okay, let's try finding a friend in Bulgaria. Alrighty, so I have been given the opportunity to go to with Poland and call Bohemian. Poland only has Verona, which is no real ally at all. I'll just vassalize Poland because they do have some good cores on Moravia, and I'm sure that they have at least a basic mission tree for reconquering, historical Poland. So hopefully, I mean, if fucking Verona gets up here, then I have a whole different kind of problem. Hopefully, though, we are able to overcome the Poles. We are dealing with like a perpetual manpower shortage. We've not taken a moment to breathe since game start, to be fair. But between that and the overall aggressiveness of our neighbors, we're kind of in a precarious position if somebody decks on us when we're not expecting. Luckily, we have decent allies. I'm really trying to court Bulgaria because I think they'd be a great counterbalance to Moravia. They just, well, because I've rejected a couple call to arms, my trust with everybody is in the dumpster. Which, fair enough. I'm a pact breaker, but still is unfortunate. Cool, fantastic. So we will take Poland as a vassal and some other ducats. Nothing crazy. They, of course, don't love me for that. It could have possibly been better to full annex them and to release them back out. It doesn't matter. I'm not looking to annex them right away. The other important part, of course, is that Poland comes with a mission tree that I can piggyback off of for some claims. Mostly developing the countryside. However, they also, let's see here. Wow, none of these are great. Yeah, some of them are usually like possible to do with an AI or with like controlling the AI and feeding them certain provinces. But I'm not going to feed, Poland all of land I've already taken. So that's unfortunate. But hey, at least we get some free cores to work with. And actually, on that note, we can also form Brandenburg, which will give us a Markish as our new primary culture and give us new missions. Now, I think it's just going to be an extension of our current Nordmark missions. Let me just pop a save and see. Of course, we will take on the Brandenburger traditions. And yes, it is just an extension, so that's perfectly okay to do. Yeah, yeah, I mean, no reason not to form it. And besides, we have the much nicer color. Does that also mean that we can now go on to form Prussia? That's hilarious. So we're just doing the chain of nation formation. Hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, eventually we'll go into form Prussia. Um, we also get to do the mission Control Berlin, uh, where Berlin will become the culture of Markish, which does not have any cultures or does not have any active locations. Uh, and the capital will become slightly easier to develop for a period of time. We, of course, does that mean all of our Saxon land is no longer accepted? That's great. That's awesome. Cool. Awesome. And all this Pomeranian land isn't accepted. Cool. Yeah. But hey, at least we're, you know, here or something. We're just kind of like a lumpy Brandenburg now with a yellow Poland to our side. Interesting. Oh, that's horrifying. So England just won its war against Denmark and took half or more than half of Jutland. So now England is coveting my land. Cool, 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 cool. I will rival Denmark and hopefully surpass them and be able to farm them for a little bit of power projection. I need to get my PP big. And since we have built a church up in Rugen, we can burn the Arcanon, which is a Slavic temple, I believe, up here. And we get a bonus because there's no Wendish culture nation left existing. Just 20 extra prestige. In order to break the spirit of Slavic resistance, we should destroy the pagan temple of Cape Arcanon. Only with their faith shattered shall they kneel. We gain an extra 25 prestige, 100 devastation on the island, and we completely destroy the great project. Oh, we're not the good guys. Like, at no point were we, but yep, no, we just... No, I got nothing. There's no rationalizing your way out of that one. That's just kind of bad. But hey, at least we got our first set of national ideas. We are certainly gonna go with how bad the manpower issue is. I think I need to go. Yes, I need to go quantity. I'm starved for manpower the entire time for that sweet sweet manpower recovery speed. I believe our Brandenburger ideas will get us enough combat bonuses for the moment, and I can come back for a better combat thing. But that manpower counter has read 0 more than it has read half full. So, oh, and England gets hit with the peasant revolt. How timely to talk about manpower issues. Wow. So I'm just waiting for the Bulgarians to finish up their war down here before I go on Moravia. But I'm just watching them mulch everything on Anatolia. The Bulgarians are horrific in their own right. I might I might create a bigger problem by having them go in on Moravia on my behalf, but that's nuts. They are just cutting through people left and right with very little remorse. All right, well, Bulgaria won't come in on simply favors, so I will promise them the land. I just don't intend on actually fulfilling the promise. Of course, we're going in for Polish cores. This should be a big war, but a pretty simple war. Um, yeah, let's just away we go. We still technically are up on Miltech, and we actually have manpower now for our army. So it's just a matter of making sure we don't get wiped off the face of the earth by anyone. In fact, let's start by just cleaning up some of the corners here. I don't have a large enough army that I can really stand up to anyone on my own, so I'm going to be playing kind of a siege role, and where the AI starts to struggle, I will move into assist. Like here. Oh, fuck. Okay, well. Run away. Oh, The enemy armies are a lot more fragmented than I expect. Oh, they're all burning down Bulgaria. Okay. Although if I could piece out Wallachia, well, I guess Bulgaria is working on that. Maybe I could buy Bulgaria off by just feeding them Wallachia. That's decently valuable land. I think I'll just piss Bulgaria off and not give them anything. Yeah, this war is going surprisingly well. The Lithuanians just dipped. One thing I would like to do is break the Lithuanian Moravian alliance so that I could go and beat up Lithuania on my own time without having to deal with the big fucking yellow blob. In fact, let's see if we can get up there and start cleaning this up now. If I'm feeling really greedy, I could claim Gdansk. Wallachia wants to peace out. Wait, peace? Whoa, no, they're gonna give me money. They'll end their treaties. Normally I wouldn't take this, but yeah, sure, they wrote a pretty good one. That means that Bulgaria will go back and eat them in a couple of years anyway. I'm sorry, when did Pannonia get in on this? Oh, Pannonia is a vassal of Bulgaria. Holy shit, your range is even bigger than I thought. Yeah, Bulgaria is going to be a massive problem. They're essentially... They've almost unified the Balkans, which is... Fuck you, de-Balkanizes your Balkans. Oh, and the Pomeranian truce is up, so while this is all going on, I might deck on them. Yeah, let's just go clean up Pomerania. Is the war's pretty well done. Beautiful, and just like that, Pomerania is finished. We'll just take everything and their money. A 70 ducat cash injection. As well, that gives us the establish Nordmark mission, which will remove all of the separatism from the Wendish provinces, which I don't think we have any separatism there still. However, the core creation cost minus 10% for the next 15 years is very useful for what we're about to do to Moravia. And what claim was that in the Zarodonsk region, which is... Where is that area? Oh, nice. It's the land that I'm already taking. Okay, well, you know what? Late claims are better than no claims at all. See, you can unconditionally surrender all you want. That doesn't mean Lithuania has, and I want the Lithuanian surrender. I need it. I need that port. I need Gdansk so bad. It's got all that 14 dev that I crave in a trade zone that I can't project any power into. There's no reason I wouldn't want it. You want to talk about things that EU5 does better? The peace treaties got made significantly better. All right, fantastic. So we will break Lithuania's alliance with Moravia. We will take the port city of Gdansk. We'll take all of their money, and we will take war reps. And from Moravia itself, we will take all of Pomerania, take all of Silesia, take Poland proper and the province of Gorbzin. Beautiful. We will be considered, instead of a county, a kingdom. We will also deal with the Griffs, which gives us some mercantilism, some trade efficiency, and some trade power propagation. If you want to read that, you can pause it there. We will complete the mission Proclaim Brandenburg, which will give us 20 power projection, gain us 2 points of mill, and gain manpower in True Faith provinces until the death of the king. How old is the king? 47. Not too long, but decently. And a whole lot of claims on Eastern Europe. Oh, okay, claims to historical German Empire borders. We will complete the mission Conquer Silesia, which will give us 100 admin points, and then Silesian culture will naturally spread through our Catholic provinces in the Silesian area. What culture is it now? Silesian. Well, that's a bit of a... Unless it, like, magically means... I don't know what that means, but okay. We will then... Oh, presumably Conquer Silesia would have given me a claim on the Polish. That's why I have mill power. Anyway, we will then also get Unite with the Piasts, um, which we will get War Score cost versus other religions, a permanent claim on the Poland region, and 7,000 manpower. And eventually we will be able to release Poland as a junior partner. Interesting. Um, I might do that later after I integrate them, just for the love of the game, and because that seems what the mission intends. So I won't worry about clearing this out for the moment. But clearly, the game wants me to have a little Polish friend. Um, Diplomatic power at least 200, religious unity of 75%. And oh, then we start being able to naturally spread our culture. Okay, that's cool. That will hopefully. Yes. With the many populous cities in Germany, there will inevitably be small groups who seek refuge in more isolated and peaceful lifestyles across Europe. They'll most likely be found in Slavic lands, dotting the coastline south of the Baltic Sea. We can use these as pretext to unite the Germans in Eastern and Northern Europe, which will help me spread the culture. I see, and save me a significant amount of points. So I just need 200 Diplo and some more religious unity, which we're working on. In the meantime, let's set everything to core. I suppose we can also start to annex Poland, which will take some time, but they're out of cores, and eventually I'll release them back into the world as a different thing. We have a bit of AE, so we'll probably take some time to calm down. Nothing we can't handle, but I'm glad I didn't take more land. And in time, we'll go against Lithuania again and make our borders a bit more proper. Interesting, concerning. So we do have a coalition, not particularly strong, but it is there. Good to know. Um. Hmm. Oh, and Bulgaria has broken their alliance with us. That's okay. I was gonna do that anyway. Although I wish they would break the royal marriage too. So I was looking at the mission tree, right, for the Crown of Poland mission, and it's we need to give Poland or ourselves control 25 provinces, and then we would get the decision to release Poland, and we get the Crown of Poland. As long as Poland is our subject, it gives us cav compatibility and a free Diplo relation. So Poland will essentially be a free subject. I think it's just in my best interest to just keep Poland as a subject because that still counts as Poland being a subject according to EU5 or EU4, right? Vassals and pews are both subjects. So on that note, I may as well make Poland a march because if they're not going anywhere and I don't have any interest in integrating them, I should just let them be. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. So we'll have our little Polish march, who's always on the warpath for us, and I'll keep them contained roughly to the Poland region, except I'm going to keep Silesia for myself. Um, very much a little pocket Poland. But hey, it's better than getting wiped off the map again. Um, Now this does raise a question like where my future expansion looks. We're obviously going to be going up into the Baltic to pick up Lithuania, uh, clearing out what's left of Moravia, and at some point I do have to consider turning back and looking at Germany, um, because we formed the Kingdom of Prussia once we actually own and control what I would call Königsberg. But we do have this entire line here for taking land in Germany. It's just there's no reason to fight. Although this German land is right religion, right culture, very valuable. Why would I go through the very difficult fights of Saxony and Thuringia and the literally the Pope, and like all these free cities that are guaranteed by the Emperor when I could just go and beat up the pagans over here. I don't know. I'm not certain. And I'm assuming once we form the Kingdom of Prussia, do I get more missions again? Yes, we obtain new missions, so this will... Oh, and if I formed Prussia this way, I will be removed from the HRE. Right. Oh well, we'll deal with that as we come to it. And we expand the new capital. The most remarkable thing this does is gives us minus 50% local development cost in Berlin and raises the center of trade level in Berlin by 1. So it's currently a level 2 center of trade. This will put it up to being a world trade center, which means hopefully we can start to make some real value out of Saxony now that we're actually getting real control in these regions. Another thing I should probably do is toggle on Poland to transfer me their trade. Place a relative on the throne too. That'd be funny. Sure. And make sure that you divert your trade to me. Fantastic. I'm sure that the PS really appreciate that I came over, saved them, and then threw them off the big chair. So now we can pick up the Ostidalung mission, which will just encourage our culture to naturally spread and slowly replace the Slavic cultures in the region. Hopefully actually make this German. We also, oh boy, need to conquer Ruthenia. Oh, and colonialism has just popped up. Nice, and we'll receive a year worth of trade income. Yeah, so we need to clean up Ruthenia. We need to found Königsberg, and presumably we will then be able to do the rise of Prussia. While we're at it, we'll also try and feed Poland its good core Polish land. We might also transfer Chelmnon over to ourselves, even though it is Polish. Well, it's Ruthenian. The border might just look better that way, but we'll figure that out. We'll get to that. Alrighty, so our truce with Lithuania just came up, and none of my allies really want to come in. I still think this will be a pretty open and shut war. It'll just be annoying because I'll never be able to get Norway or Denmark out properly. I think I'm still going to do it, though. I mean, like, Lithuania can't hurt me. If they all stacked up together, they could do something, but it'll be fine. So we'll deck claiming Dvansk. And the real goal of this war will be to take something like this, maybe a bit more if we're feeling cute. Maybe go all the way up to Riga. Well, honestly, that and money would do me quite well. I need the money. But yeah, so won't be that exciting. Oh, and now my allies are willing to call. That's great. All right, well, that's just made a easy war easier. We also get the benefit of a crusade. That is, wow. So we get just the crusade bonus. I didn't realize a crusade was called against. Oh, it's a crusade against Norway. Well, not my intention, but certainly my benefit. Oh, and Sweden just decked on Denmark free conquest. So Denmark should be out of this war pretty soon. At least they shouldn't be bothering me anymore. I really don't care to take any of their land. I just don't want to deal with them. This is the awkward part I thought I would get into this war, where I have Lithuania entirely beaten. But their allies I really can't get to, so they won't accept the fact that they're beaten. Well, it's not that I can't get to, I struggle to get up there. Could I put in a lot of effort? Yes. Am I going to? Look at a little OPM Kyiv. I wonder if I could get that vassalized. Give me some good cores. That fucking monstrous Bulgaria, Jesus. Oh my god, England is doing a reverse Danelaw. Okay, we're gonna white peace out with Norway. And we will take all of the money from Lithuania and the Prussian area. And once we have our diplomat back, send our demands. Fantastic, beautiful, exactly what we wanted. Set that all to core. Seize back land. And fulfill the mission Conquer Ruthenia. We will get 25 years of reduced morale damage received and bonus morale damage dealt. All of the provinces in the Ruthenia areas will get base manpower +1. We will get a permanent claim on the entire Baltic region, and we will get a year worth of trade, which is only like 50 ducats, but hey, 50 ducats is better than no ducats. That leaves us with a couple things to do. Obviously, we need to foreign Prussia. We need to found Mariensburg, and we need to found Königsberg, which won't be too terribly difficult to do. But before we get mired in that, my AE isn't looking abysmal, so I think I'm going to deck on Moravia and try and feed Poland. Like, maybe 2-3 areas of Moravias, just so that Poland can get a little bit bigger. So let's call all the allies together for one more good run through Moravia, decking for the province of Kujavi, which I know that's wrong, but the Polish shouldn't have created a language using the Latin script that is illegible. That's on them. You know, if we can get over to that opium Kiev, I am going to make it a vassal. Because it would be funny. And that's all the reasoning I need. Alright, beautiful. Kiev has fallen. We're just going to take Kiev on as a vassal and take all their money once they're willing to come to terms. Munich and Holland will fall shortly. I mean, Moravia is already broken. This wasn't much of a war. Their spirit was broken last war. This was just a formality. Okay, come on, Kiev. Okay, so we will take the opium of Kiev as a vassal. The reason being is they have good cores, and I'm assuming they have a mission tree. They have a very simple mission tree, but one that we will conquer Novgorod as a starting mission. That is optimistic. And from Moravia itself, there is a minor coalition, nothing that I think will actually form. In fact, is there a aggressive expansion guy I can employ? No, okay. But we will feed Poland a lot of land, essentially most of the Poland region. Take the rest as money. Now that may cause my Polish march to choke a little on it, but it also will like double an efficient march. Oh. Okay, so we just did it turn back into a... No? Can I could revoke the march. You're not doing anything by being a march, though, so... Yeah, I'm gonna revoke the march, which will hurt their feelings a little bit, but... It's fine. We'll just have Poland as a regular vassal, sitting there, being, you know, obedient. Kiev, over here, we will start to improve their relations, make them hate me a little bit less. Eventually, we'll make them Catholic, even though, you know, see Orthodoxy and all that. Eventually, I would like to take on Kurov, considering they have Vartava, but we'll have to wait for the coalition to pass, because that's a healthy coalition. If... Oh, I didn't realize Bulgaria was a part of that. Alright, we're going to improve relations with Novgorod. And instead of worrying about Kiev for the moment, we'll also improve relations with Cherniv. And a little bit with Bulgaria. Hopefully, this will dissuade some of them from joining coalitions. If not, we'll deal with it as we deal with it. I could form the Kingdom of Prussia. I'm not going to do that. The missions would be nice, but I want the protection of the Holy Roman Empire from this for a minute. Even though the Emperor is my rival, it still might deter the AI a little bit on top of my alliance block. So where does that leave us? We are still quite strong. On the upswing with cash. We could probably afford a bigger army. Much bigger. We could almost increase it by half. We are definitely being put into a higher caliber of rivals. I mean, yeah. And it's almost time for us to turn back in onto the HRE, so we really do need this AE to burn off. Shit, Bulgaria did join the coalition. Hopefully we can encourage them to leave that coalition. With taking Kyiv as a vassal, though, we can give out strong duchies, which will mean we can be under the Diplo limit. So I guess that means we're just kind of waiting for the AE to burn off, and then we'll do some expansion. By the way, appreciate these borders, because this is the nicest they're probably going to look. Because, like, you know, we almost have, like, historical Prussian borders. Keyword almost. I know there's some lumps that are in the wrong spot, but this is roughly what the borders looked like before the Fourth Coalition, right? We might have had a bit more of Poland, but I think because this got cut off and was turned into the Duchy of Warsaw by Napoleon, and then Russia took it because they were sponsoring German or Prussian gains in Germany, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so we're doing quite well. I mean, we are among the great powers, even if we're the weakest. We're certainly there. Oh, Persia. Hi, Persia. Oh, Zoroastrian Persia. That wasn't what I expected, but okay. How are we on tech? We're pretty up to date on mill tech. Everything else we could use a bit more on. And religiously, we've converted everything over to Catholic. Culturally, we are converting things over. Oh boy. For our next idea group, um, I'm going into the HRE, so espionage obviously stands out to me as the aggressive expansion impact is always good, or the reduction to aggressive expansion impact. Innovative is also appealing, just because the earlier you get, the better it is, and we can stack, ideas, innovation pretty well. I think I'm gonna go with espionage just to make sure people stay down. And it's better what it is, and the extra diplomat is nice, and it'll just help all around. Definitely not the meta, but you know. And when I'm feeling cute, maybe I'll go over for Well, no, I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna go for innovative. Innovative is worth it. It'll be hard to find all the admin I need for it, but it'll be worth it if I can get it going. Speaking of which, let's get an administrative advisor and a mill advisor, and make sure that we are building up a navy, because that does matter. We also will take justified wars, although this age is going to be coming to an end sooner than later. And the age of reformation is coming sooner than I want. Oh god, there's also so much for Mova to convert. Oh, Sweden. Okay, we just allied and you're gonna fucking do this to me. Okay, well, we're gonna break that alliance with Sweden, because I'm gonna have to go and clean up whatever the fuck they just did there. And England has found the New World. And yeah, England is on its way to form Britain. And Andalusia won that first war. Yeah, so Francia's writing, the writing is on the wall. I will ally with Francia just because I want to keep Andalusia in check desperately. And now that I'm allied with Francia, actually, I can probably step out of the empire safely. So do I just go and form Prussia now? Ah, fantastic. And now the coalition is dissolving. Um, Beautiful. So do I deck on Turov now? That would put me against too many people. I guess I form Prussia now. Well, this is going to kick me out of the HRE, but it will spawn the Prussian culture and give me a bunch of Prussian militarization abilities. I think I'm too big for those to matter already, but you know, they'll be nice to have the to know it was there. And we get new transitions, and really, we get new transitions and ambitions. Oh yeah, I guess we will probably just get upgraded ones. So just as a quick check, ours are infantry combat ability, national attacks, stab, morale of armies, diplo. Cool. And form the Kingdom of Prussia. New tradition and ambitions, please. That gives us stab cost, tolerance to the true faith, yearly army tradition, morale of armies plus 20%, noble loyalty, infantry combat ability plus 20%, national manpower modifier plus 25% recruitment time. These are better because we also have minus 10% aggressive expansion impact. These are better. It's just a little bit weighted towards the end, which does suck. Although we will finish quantity ideas. Um, this also gives us the option to have new vanilla Prussian blue, old vanilla Prussian gray, or Victoria Prussian yellow. And as much as I would love to burn my eyes out on Prussian yellow, we will stay blue, deep Prussian blue. What did that do for our missions? We get the Rise of Prussia, which means that 10 of our provinces are going to gain a point of mill development, as well as if you want to read it, there you go. And let's see, our missions only expanded a little bit. We have to properly kill Lithuania, which won't be that difficult to do. We have the Ruthenian Crusade, which, I mean, okay. And Baltic Security, which the Balkan culture will naturally spread once we actually take it over and make it Catholic. I guess we're expecting to stay Catholic, or I wonder if we flipped Protestant, if that would flip with us. But either way, we'll stay Catholic for the sake of the game. It seems like we've been focused on being Catholic. Um, and then we also get professional forces, which require, of course, to actually have ground professionalism, having more discipline, and completed the mission professional, or the land force limit modifier of at least 100, or have 70 army professionalism. Wow. Have 100% army professionalism. Upgrade Prussian militarism. That's interesting. We will try and get to that, but I'm not going to lie and say that that seems easily accomplished. As for Prussian militarism, we are possibly too large to get away with it. Let's see here. It will give us manpower recovery speed, maintenance modifier, and discipline at max. However, yes, we are over GovCap. Really? Oh, yes, we are. Okay, well, let's give out some GovCap reforms. And now that we have dealt with being over GovCap, can I use Prussian militarism? Yes, there's no reason not to. So we will encourage the militarization. And it does go down passively, but that's okay. Unfortunately, that does mean we are no longer in the Holy Roman Empire, correct? Yep, that removed me and all of my land from the HRE. By extension... Oh no, Poland is still in. Curious. So I suppose now that just means that I really do have to turn on the Germans. have to humiliate a rival, and, well, I could start by just going for the throat and hitting the HRE leader with a chair. Especially if the Bohemians aren't willing to join and the Venetians are. That's a really tempting offer. Just announce leaving. Hey, we left the HRE. Also, fuck you, HRE. Yeah, okay, let's do it. It's a shame we won't be able to take the provinces here, but I'm sure we'll do it in time. And I'm just here to humiliate my rival. Maybe steal some money and some more reps too while we're at it. Actually, end your alliance with Bohemia too. Bohemia is my ally alone. Now, our troops pound for pound actually got worse when forming Prussia, but they do have the opportunity to get better in the long run. There's just a couple too many troops there to win that. Venice, I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting you to actually do something, but I forgot the sacred rule of EU4. Never count. Actually, no, it's not the sacred rule of EU5 or EU. It's just the sacred rule. Never count on the AI to do shit in a Paradox game. Ever. Oh boy, and Venice just spawned the Protestant Reformation. Alright. That's fun. That's what I needed. Let's just kick Verona out of this war very quickly. We'll take all of their money, we'll take their war reps, they'll transfer their trade power. Give up your claims in Venice. What did I say, Moravia? Fucking Moravia. Don't know how much of that I got, but 50% of the ducats, that's okay. We're just waiting for sieges to finish up on Styria itself. Not that much to do, really. Beautiful. All right. And Styria is entirely shattered. We will take all of their money, humiliate them, break their alliance with Bohemia, and take war reps. Fantastic. Relatively easy in and out war. Well, they are broken. I also need to get my army to 100% my force limit, which is surprisingly difficult because I need to build another 50 troops. I'm going to build a large amount of infantry, but not only infantry. I might just hire well, no, I might just build up infantry, make myself look impressive. I'll put the Russia in Prussia. Build a couple more right here, just in case. That's gonna be expensive. We're about to start losing money, but you know, it's not about how powerful it is. It's about how powerful it looks. That's what matters. Oh, when we formed Prussia, did we not actually move our capital? I thought we would end up moving our capital out to Königsberg. Immediately we start bleeding money, of course, as one would expect when you more than double the size of the army. There's no way we're going to be able to keep all these men. However, we do complete a show of strength. We did not complete the bonus against Saxony, but we couldn't because they're not our rival. It gives us a permanent claim on many German regions. So if we just click this, you can see we picked up more in... Is this Saxony proper or is this Thuringia? No, in the Dresden and the Thuringia area, as well as up near Lubeck and Schleswig. Then we have to complete the push into Germany mission, which means I probably am due going to war with the Hansa. As difficult as it originally seemed. I can kind of afford this big ass army, although the manpower is going to be a bit expensive. I could like deck on the Hansa itself, use that as an excuse to take that province off of Sweden, clean up most of the ugly borders, like these two provinces here, it'll be expensive. It'll be really AE expensive. But it wouldn't be that bad. And it'd just take a bit more discipline. I mean, we're basically at max Prussian militarization. Now, the downside is we essentially have no artillery. These are just stacks of men. But 20 stacks of infantry are still, something. I will take you up on that, Saxony, and then I'm going to wait a moment and see what my allies think. You won't join, you're in a war. You won't join, you're busy. You're in debt by 2,000 fucking ducats, Frankia. Jesus Christ. How? You're France. How? You have like. Okay, well, your trade nodes aren't good, but you're France. How are you that deep in debt? England's decked on Holland, which means that there's a mess happening over there. Sweden's out of manpower. England's out of manpower. That takes a lot of their threat away. The Hansa's out of manpower. I think that means it's time to go in on the Hansa, so we'll call on Bohemia with the promise of land that I have no intention of fulfilling because I've outgrown Bohemia. I mean, look at them. The English do have troops down in Moravia, so I can swing down and take those out right away. And if I put together all of my troops with all my allies, we kind of equally number them. A lot of these are OPMs that I should be able to just siege down and kick out. This is going to be kind of uncomfortable. And we just broke Styria, so we should be able to do it again. I wonder, actually. Could I just go about and ally a bunch of electors, and the ones I can't ally will just deck on? Because every you, I'm allied to you, I'm allied to you. Yeah, like, this is going to be kind of expensive, but Passau would take an alliance. Trier, are you allied to Saxony and Francia? And you would never take an alliance? Okay. Well, it was an ill-fated idea, but it was an idea. I'll have to go back through and break those alliances in time, but, oh, well, getting Maine's allied at least means that we'll have some more people to fight this war for me. Actually, Passau's joining. I'm allied to... I'm in the Saxon conquest against Liege and Nassau. To dismantle the HRE, I would need to control Styria's capital, which I will do. Trier, I'm not at war with. Okay, that would be the problem. Passau, I will be going to war with. And Lombardy, I will be going to war with. Yes, so Trier, if I just start improving relations with you, I might know CB just to dismantle the Empire. Okay, there's an idea cooking, and I'm not sure it's a good one, but it's cooking. This war might go on a bit longer than it needs to, but let's go. I'm gonna deck for the city of Lubeck and kick off an absolutely massive war. Run south to try and catch the English. Now the other problem is actually going to be getting across the Baltic to fight the Swedes, because we do not have naval superiority in the Baltic. Not even close. Oh, that is a massive battle happening right next to me. We're going to stand right here. Yep. Oh, that's a further run than I thought it was. I think we still make it. Oh, wow, the Swedes also are quite disciplined. No, we don't. Okay. Don't kill yourself getting in there. Just retreat. Retreat. And immediately we are out of manpower. That's really unfortunate. But hey, good news, we have Passau, which means to dismantle the HRE, we just need 3 other provinces, one of which we're not at war with. I could be at war with. You cannot declare war on a member of the Empire if you're already at war with the Emperor. So I would have to peace out with Styria and redeck. That's doable. Now, it would still be a no-CB war in the Empire, causing a whole lot of aggressive expansion, but then that gives me the chance to destroy the Empire. Which, if I destroy the Empire, none of my stuff matters or needs the Empire to exist. Right? No. Yeah, none of my things actually require the HRE to exist. So destroying the Empire is in my best interest because I have to conquer a lot of land. Oh my god, the Swedes have fucking a whole morale pip up and better tactics and better discipline. They're a fucking monster. Is it because they're still running the Swedish Crusade? Swedish Crusade. Yeah, that's exactly it. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if we can, but we need the Swedes out ASAP. Can we go around this way? Cool. Go siege down the Swedish ballsack because Swedes can't be allowed to exist anymore because we're holding. But yeah, that's gonna start happening, and once that starts happening, things get bad. Like England almost wants to walk. England's at war with Andalusia. Wait, what? They're having a colonial war? That is fantastic. I need England's attention as far away from Europe as possible right now. If England was like looking at me properly, I think I would be dead. I think I need mercenaries, but it comes down really to if I can get to Sweden and get Sweden out, even on a white peace. Because if I can get Sweden on a white peace, I can get some momentum back. Wait, Moravia joined? When did Moravia join? Okay, that's a problem. Can I piece Moravia out? What would they take? What I'm gonna do, this is really expensive, but I can't afford to refill these men, so we're going to disband them. Then I'm going to take a couple loans and lay down the independent army and use that for home defense while I clean up what's happening in Sweden. We should be able to force Moravia out of the war with that. Yep, cool. Walk into Bohemia, force Moravia out of the war. Oh, Moravia rejected it because I accidentally entered battle with them. That's okay, we win that. They'll give us 90 ducats now in a month. Where was the Hansa? This was for Lubeck. Go and threaten Lubeck. Fantastic. Moravia walks. England, you want a white peace? I'd white peace. England would white peace. Fantastic. All of a sudden, this war is a lot more in our favor. Fan-fucking-tastic. So, Passau, Trier, Styria. Styria, I'm willing to let you leave right now. Because as soon as I let you leave, I'm going to no CB on Trier. Actually, how much would it cost for me to buy stability? 100. Okay. I'm going to take Lubeck, go down to Styria, force them to white peace out, no CB Trier, and I'm going to lose my alliance with Saxony, but Saxony is going to get full siege down by me. So, doesn't matter that much. And I have the manpower regen to afford my full 30k. Wow, this war got slightly more complicated in the fact that I'm chaining like 3 wars together. Okay, we have taken Stockholm, which means Sweden will want to leave. To get rid of Sweden, important thing I'm going to do is end your alliance with the Hansa. Give me this province. Give me some money. Piss off. Okay, you get black flag. We walk back home this way. With the black flag, we can walk right through the forts. Fantastic. Assault the capital. Okay, Wargol is taken. Bohemia did just white peace. Luckily, still allied to all of them. Okay, so now that Lombardy's now that that's taken, we run down to Passau is another one we need. Graz has fallen, so I go over to the Emperor. I'm gonna take money. You're gonna leave. Perfect. I'm gonna go siege down all of the other princes. Then I'm gonna deck on Trier. That's gonna call Styria back in. Saxony won't join. Because are you already in this war with me? No, maybe I deck on Saxony right now then. Or deck on Trier right now. Okay, well, we have good relations, so first let me send an insult. Now it's an OCB, and I just spent all of my fucking admin on tech, and I should have known better. Hansa, I cannot white peace. Yeah, I'm gonna deck on Trier. That's gonna call Moravia back in, so we have to go shut down Moravia. Where's the other army? So we'll just blast down Moravia's walls. That's the simplest way to do this. Can I declare my golden age? I would if I could. Large city? 1 second. Where's my large city? Is it you? No, is it Berlin? Cool. Give me a click there. Give me my golden age. I need the manpower. I have 3 objectives fulfilled. Why can't I? Do I need a month tick? Start my golden era because I need the manpower for what I'm about to do. Deck on Trier. Calling in Mainz again. Go. March on Belgrade. You run over to Trier's capital. Saxony did join, even though they said they wouldn't. Okay, that's fine. We just have to go take Saxony's capital, too. Reduce war exhaustion. And all of the people that we're fighting right now, we have to full siege. Except Moravia. Moravia, I can do this and assault your capital, and I should be able to just piece you out. Call to arms with you. Who are you? Frankfurt? Frankfurt, are you an elector? I can let some people out one at a time. Saxony, Bohemia, Mainz, Styria, Lombardy, Trier, Passau. Frankfurt, you can go. Verona, you can go. Moravia, you won't leave? Why? Okay, let me run up and punch your fucking army in the nose then. Burn the Bible and his priest. Put it into the treasury, I'm gonna need it. Actually, fuck, I should have put it in Tadman so that I can buy back stab. Oh, what? That's a massive misplay. Okay, that is Saxony's capital fallen. I need Trier. Arles, what the fuck are you doing? Mainz is neither allied to us nor under our subjects' control. What do you mean? I'm allied to Mainz. Mainz is my ally. But it's not under the control of me or my allies. Okay. Liberate Mainz. Can't let them get it. Can't let them leave by getting our relationship broken. Arles, can I, if I stand there, I can't like usurp the seat, can I? No, but if it falls to Arles, Arles can't take it. And you're at war with you're attacking Trier. None of you don't have a vassal that borders them. No. You're attacking the Aachener conquest, though. You're an ally. Shit, so you're gonna give it away. Can I usurp the siege, please? No. Fuck. Go. It's just my best interest if we get it over with as fast as possible, then. And Aachen wants to take as much land as possible. Maybe not Juluk. Okay, Trier has fallen. Unfortunate. Now, they do have a full thing again, but Trier is falling. I wish I could get Moravia out of this. If I could get Moravia out. What would it cost to get you out? Too much. I could part with pieces of Poland if you want, actually. Because if I don't have a Holy Roman Empire to my side, a lot of land opens up. can't part with all of Poland, though, asshole. You're fighting. I'll be here. Have no access. Don't have enough fucking artillery for that. Run north, try and steal the siege. Yeah, reinforcements too close. Once I actually have my second army back, and this siege is guaranteed to be mine. Although I do need to get hold of Saxony again, and I need to get hold of essentially all of southern Germany and northern Italy. It's doable. It's a little tight, but it's doable. Oh, hi, Andalusia. That's not what I would expect to see there. Okay, you go and fucking save Marienburg. Problem with the Silesians the Styrians can do this all day with their manpower. And I'm like, what manpower? How strong is Lombardy? 16k? That's their whole army? No, I can't let any of you go. Looming disaster, what? Internal conflicts? Jesus Christ, that's not what I need. Is it because of the Protestant Reformation? Actually, I have perfect religious unity, don't I? Okay, Trier has fallen. So now I run my Merc stack back home to save Prague. I wish the Bohemians would just wipe peace out at this point. Who's going to join me? Venice, call to arms, huge. Okay, we just got to kick Moravia down. You stay on Saxony's capital. No. Leave Moravia. Fantastic. You march on Passau. Rothenburg, I think I can let leave. Verona, I think I can let leave. Saxony, Trier, Styria. Hansa, Lombardy, Passau. Yes, those are everyone I need. We've also founded Königsberg while dealing with all this, which gives us some base production, +1 to the possible number of manufactories, and -1% to the local cost of developing the land. We've taken Saxony's capital, which just means we need Styria's capital, Lombardy's capital, and Passau's capital. Make sure that they don't take Mainz's capital. Let's start working on Passau. I cannot pass over it. I cannot pass over it. I cannot. I'm not sure that this was worth it, but destroying the HRE is always funny. Okay, and with this massive group, we march south to Pavia. And once that siege starts, as soon as that siege ends, that will be the death bell of the Holy Roman Empire. And this war, for record, this war's almost gone on for 10 years, which really isn't that bad. It was a little bit hectic, but as long as them unsieging Lubeck doesn't end the war, I might put a timer on it. Who's surrendered? Trier has surrendered. Okay, that does put a timer on it. Siege of Graz has fallen, so the only siege we need now is the capital of Lombardy. You run north, kick them off of Saxony's capital. Okay, our heir died. Danzig has fallen. Lubeck has fallen, but I swear we're winning this. Slowly, we are gaining so much war exhaustion. Okay, Pavia has fallen. Wait a second. Yes! Okay, well, with the press of this button, we dismantle the Holy Roman Empire in 1534, which is pretty good. With the fall of the Graz, Prince Elector Ferdinand II had to accept his ultimate defeat at the hands of the Prussian forces. In the year 1534, the once prestigious Prince Elector signed his abdication from the throne of the Holy Roman Empire and released all imperial states and officials from their oaths and obligations to the empire. The Holy Roman Empire is no more, and Queen Hedwig II shall forever be remembered as its destroyer. We gain 100 prestige, which all excess prestige will be converted into each type of monarch power, 200 splendor, and 25 power projection. Beautiful. What does that mean in practice? Well, this Trier War is going to end immediately with a couple multi-party peace deals. We're going to take all the money possible from Styria, war reps, trade power, and their provinces. How bad is that coalition going to be? Not bad at all. Fantastic. We're going to take those two provinces. And that will be all from them. From Trier and Saxony. From Saxony, I will just take their money and some war reps. They've been a good friend to me. I see no reason to rub their nose in it. And from Trier itself, what would it take to get you as a vassal? It would be very cheap. I will take Trier as a vassal just because they have some good cores. And from this Hansa War, Passau, do you have any cores? No, not really. You just have ambitions. All right, I will just take Passau's money, war reps and trade power. From Lombardy, I will just take your money, war reps, trade power. No, not trade power. You know what? That's okay. And from the Hansa itself, I think I'm going to go up north and finally crush them. With all that extra money, though, I will embrace colonialism and take my Miltech 10 because I fought that entire war fucking down in Miltech. Goddamn. Alright, let me just clean up Hamburg really quick and then we'll... Oh, I'm sorry, there's another mission. What mission did I complete? Push into Germany, which will gain minus 10% aggressive expansionists with all countries in the Holy Roman Empire, as well as a bunch of permanent claims. Looking something like that on the AE and that on the permanent claims. Alright, just one moment, let me clean up this war and we'll get right back to it. We are losing 20 ducats a month. I think I need to let some of my yeah, we're over our force limit, or we were over our force limit slightly. So much random shit is still sieged down in the name of the Hansa. I mean, this is technically a 10-year-long grudge war. Also, because we have so much prestige and army tradition from fighting Superman wars, and I accidentally employed an architect or planner, we can now commemorate the Crusaders. If you want to read it, this is what it says. We will gain 20 army tradition, and we will change development of the Monument of the Brandenburg Gates by 1, which fantastic. That puts it at 1, which gives us bonus prestige from land battles. Oh, and a slight boost to Prussian militarism. That's nice. I like that. That's fun. That's actually worth building then. All right. From the Hansa, from that long ass war, I'm going to take Lubeck and basically all of the Schleswig Peninsula, or Schleswig-Holstein Peninsula. It depends what you consider Hamburg. All of their money and war reps. That entire hot mess of a war we just fought, 500,000 people died, plus whatever happened in the other one. It got messy. And at that point, yes, I do think I'm going to leave it here. Could I take this further and go and form Germany all the way? Yes, but we get the point. If I can fight essentially all of the greatest powers in the HRE at once, there's nothing stopping me from going on and forming Germany. It's more going through the motions to conquer it all, and Francia is busy with Al-Andalus. Bulgaria could be a problem, and I do believe that the Bulgarians are going to be stuck chewing on the Nizheds and stop looking so far north. And so I would essentially have my own little playground in Germany to go and clean up. Because France you could never fully commit because there's Al Andalus. The Arls, I guess, could be a counterbalance, but they're just too weak. So I could do what I want. And we've set out to do, we've done plenty. We started as essentially this 4 provinces right here. We Christianized in the last century essentially all of these lands. We've culturally converted more of them into being. We started as Saxon, then we switched to being Markish. We've created the German Silesians, we've created the German Prussians, and we have almost completely destroyed what would be the Kashubian cultures, correct? Like the Wendish, the Pomeranian, the Sorbian. We've really done a number on that. And we've made ourselves one of the great powers. We are not head and shoulders above everything, but we are short of like the big 4. You can see there's a massive jump between the Nizheds and the English, but we do stand competently among the great powers, and we would become a fucking monster if we did, clean up Deutschland. But that's all I have to say on the matter. So, did you enjoy Antebellum? Do you like seeing weird EU4 mods, or do you hate it? Tell me in the comments below. Since EU5 is kind of in its uncomfortable infancy and figuring out exactly what it wants to do itself, I wanted to take a look back at EU4 and appreciate some of the other mods. You saw earlier we played Ambinar, now we're doing Antebellum. I have a couple other I want to try. That I really remember fondly, or if you just have an EU4 run that you want to see, or another Paradox game that you want to see, or some strategy adjacent game, let me know. Otherwise, thank you for your eyes, ears, and time. This has been Brown Dog 2, signing out.